Learning from Las Vegas. Robert Venturi and Denise Scott Brown were postmodernist architects that argued against the modernist perception that architecture is all about space and didn't view ornament as a crime. He admired the heroicism of Las Vegas's architecture. Las Vegas broke away from the modern ideas such as the best architecture is transparent and all about space and concerned with only functionalism. He believed in vernacular architecture and that we shouldn't discard past architecture, but to still include past eras as well as current eras in our architecture. He strongly argues for vernacular architecture. Venturi and a team of students went to Las Vegas to analyze the architecture there and used this analysis to conclude that architecture is not only about space, but also about symbolism, styles, and communication. It begins with the drive towards Las Vegas. The first thing that you see are huge oversized billboards advertising hotels, shows, restaurants, rest stops, etc. The architecture of Las Vegas begins here. It becomes architecture of communication over space. These large signs are what connects the driver to the strip. He explains that these signs begin to compete with one another for people's attentions and become persuasive architecture. The larger and brighter the sign, the more attention it attracts, connecting the building to the road. From these signs, he draws an analysis about building types. He concludes that a building is either a duck or a decorative shed. He uses the term duck in the honor of the Long Island duckling, which you can see from this picture is a building shaped like a duck and sells ducks. He explains the duck as being a building that has reduced itself in importance in comparison to its sign, that it has actually become the sign itself. He declares that most modern architecture is a duck. The decorative shed, on the other hand, could be ugly and normal, but applies symbolism through oblique ornament or an actual literal sign spelled out. He compared his building, the Guild Building, to the Crawford Building and came to the conclusion that, although the Crawford Building is more interesting and bold, the Guild Building offers symbolism and is more concerned with effect and style rather than content. What we can all learn from Venturi's lessons about Las Vegas is architecture doesn't always have to be about functionalism, but we can still have room for play, and the use of ornament isn't always a crime.